I'm actually just about to head out, but I wanted to, just quickly have a cup of tea with you and just say what's up. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we actually kind of hung outside in the crib. I'm actually kind of feeling like I'm finally at home for a long time. Like, it takes a while to settle into a new place. No, I may have had this place for 2 years, but it's taken some time, okay? But man, today was so interesting. I just felt like I had such a beautiful sign and I wanted to share it with you because I think it's going to resonate with one or two or three or maybe a million of you, who even knows. But I was kind of stressing out. I was kind of stressing out. I was getting ahead of myself. It happens. We get overwhelmed. And when we get overwhelmed, I always say, I think it's a beautiful call to get organized. And when I want to get organized, I grab my notepad, grab my little pen here, and I go to a cafe, have a tea. Y'all know me, I had a nice little chai spice blend. And now I'm at the cafe and I'm stressing even more because I started to meditate on some things that I felt are failures, some regrets, even though we know failure is a necessary part of our foundation. It's like an ingredient for our soil. But still, sometimes we forget about those reminders that we need. This is why I'm so big on reminders, because sometimes we don't need new information, but we just need to apply to things we already know. So I'm sitting there stressing, I'm getting ahead of myself, rushing in the mind. I know you've been there. Right? We're human beings, it happens. And I sit there and I get in my journal and I'm like, listen, there's something I'm trying to figure out right now, right? And I has to do more with some work stuff. And I'm like, nobody has this answer for me. Nobody. I know there's not a single person I can talk to in my orbit that's going to give me the right answer. Like, people can give some type of support, but I know they don't have the answer. So I wrote down, I'm like, listen, Jah. Jah is the most high. I was like, Jah, I need you to help me. You gonna have to help me with this one. And I just walked out, stressed out still. Hopped in my car and I start to drive, and the first song that automatically plays. Now, I actually never even heard this song before. It just came on. It was from Delroy Wilson, I believe. And it was, let me just play it for you.
Yeah. If you try once and you don't succeed, try again. If you try twice and you don't succeed, try again. Don't give up. Have a little patience in things you do. There's a God above you, and it's true.
And it's true. Let me tell you, it brought like tears to my spirit. Like, my spirit was like, just felt the warmth, felt the guidance, it felt the love. Because in that moment, I was literally stressing. And the song just tells me, try again. Don't give up. Have a little patience. And it was such a beautiful reminder, a simple reminder, but a beautiful reminder. I'm sure a lot of us are trying to live the life that we love the life that we are living. We are building things, bringing things into fruition. We have ideas in our mind and our heart, and we may struggle to get them out. But let me tell you, that's what an artist does. An artist sees things, and you are an artist. Everybody is, you understand? If you are just building a life, creating the life you want to live, that's an art to me. And we feel things, we see things in our mind and our heart, and we're trying to make it a reality. And sometimes things are flowing. Sometimes we struggle. Sometimes we fail deeply with deep regrets. And we think, it's over. That opportunity is over. But again, that's when we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're rushing in the mind, when we can come back and have a sound mind and simply don't give up. Try again and know that there's the Most High, that is there to support you, to love you. And in that moment, I was like, man, everything's going to be more than all right. Like, I actually can just try again. I can take this next step, see this next step as the destination in itself, not rush, because far too often what happens, We start to rush, we get overwhelmed. Now we're far too ahead of ourselves. Might get a little anxious, but I have to remind you something. I have to remind you of something. You bloom with care, deep care, not with speed. Say that with me. I bloom with care, not speed. You know, you may go on this thing, this device, and you may see all these people living their lives, and next thing you know, you feel behind. Oh, she's married by 25. Oh, he had 1 million. Oh, she had 3 million. 3 million followers. You're like, I got 2,000. Comparing our timelines. And now we're getting ahead of ourselves. But I always say we are all on our own timeline. We're all on our own timeline. And today I had to remind myself of that as well, because I was like, listen. Yeah, you made some mistakes, but you're aware of those mistakes. I was like, yeah, I am. Okay, and you don't want to repeat those. I was like, yeah, that's right. So that means you're going to make steps to not repeat those mistakes, but you're going to make stronger steps in the direction that matters. I was like, yeah, that's right. So the only thing we need to do is try again. It's to not lose hope. It's to recognize if we have breath, my favorite thing, right? To breathe. If we have breath, we have another chance. We have another life. But you might have got in your head, writing these narratives, I'm not enough, writing these limiting beliefs saying, I'll never get out of this situation. But you will. You can. You know you can. You just have to slow down. I highly recommend, grab your pen, grab your pencil, and, grab a notepad and get in here. Write your worries down. If you have a spiritual foundation, write to God, write to the Most High. Get it all out of your mind so you can see it. And once you see it, you're going to see, okay, it's not that bad. If I do this, I can solve this. And if I go like this, and I can go over here. And, oh, that's quite cool. I love this about myself. And, oh, I forgot about that. And now you are rooting yourself in solutions, right? You're a problem solver. You see problems as opportunities, as if it's like a new color you get to play with while you paint your masterpiece that we call your life. You rewire the mind. One thing I love to do is when I step into a place of uncertainty, I love to get excited. I love to be like, oh, I have no idea what's going to happen. Oh, anything can happen. Like that's the attitude. Like, oh, anything could happen. Anything. That means amazing things. See, often we think about the bad things. We think about all the negative things that can happen. But how often do we meditate on all the other possibilities, right? You need to dream bigger. Dream bigger. Dream bigger doesn't mean more things or more money or bigger house or like career success. Dreaming bigger is just dreaming the life that you truly want to live. But the beautiful thing is, each year you grow, all the failures you go through, what happens? You develop wisdom. You develop maturity, right? Knowledge, experience, skills. And you get to do what? You get to apply all of that you just learned, that you just developed, that you just cultivated, and you get to apply it to your dreams. When we're young kids, we just dream. And it's beautiful. We're in our imagination, but we don't know really what to do with it. But we believe, we have hope. But when we become adults, what happens? Often we stop dreaming. We stop dreaming, but we forget. If we can combine the power of a child's mind, right? Like a dreamer, a big dreamer, but the power of our experiences and wisdom, because you have wisdom. If you've solved at least one problem in life, you've developed wisdom and knowledge and skills. We bring them together, and guess what? Now you're loving the life that you are living and living the life that you love. So after that song came on, Try Again by Delroy, I got so excited. First, I had to wash away the tears on my spirit, just wiggle it off. Say thank you to the Most High, truly. for like, for having my back. Even when I ignore Jah, I call the Most High Jah. And I said, you know what? We got work to do. And I said it with excitement. I said, we're going to try again. Because why? We never going to give up. Because we love life. We appreciate life. We see life as the gift that it is. Far too often we think this is a test. Far too often we're like questioning everything, just disregarding that the human experience in itself is a beautiful journey. Even the emotions that we don't like, the jealousy, the envy, the frustration, the anger, the loss, the worry, it's just a contrast to the ones that we do like. But we get to journey and observe and learn through them. And one of the most beautiful things is when we go through a hard time, we can share our experience. Yeah, today, it was a tough day. I've had many good days. Actually, the whole year has been amazing. But some days, yeah, we get ahead of ourselves. But then I realized in hindsight that everything was going to be all right. And I can simply try again. I can create a plan because proper preparation prevents poor performance. I can write down every lesson I learned and how I'm going to apply that. We absorb and then we apply, right? Some of us have been seeking out new information, but we haven't applied everything we have already absorbed. This is why I'm so big on reminders. This is why when you come here and we hang out, we have simple talks. Why? Because most of the time, we forget about these beautiful, powerful reminders that truly ground us and transform our lives. And that's all we got to do is come back to ourselves, take that breath, and know, hey, listen, try again. It's going to be okay. You have another opportunity. And if that opportunity is gone, guess what? There's a new opportunity right ahead of you. You just have to take a step and know that step in itself is perfection because you took that step. It's progress. And then you take another step. And you disregard the destinations and you see every step as the destination itself. And you become present because your presence is perfection. And your presence on this planet has what? It has purpose. It's not in a thing. It's not in an award. I just watched Bob Marley's movie, who is my mentor in spirit. Shout out Bob. I watched a video of his son Ziggy, and he's like, listen, my dad Bob was a superstar and the music and everything like that. But he's like, even without the music, he would still be a legend. He'd still be an icon because the people loved him. He's like, the music was just the fruit of his spirit. But the way he was in his music was the way he was offline with the people. So even without all the glitz and the glamour and the success and all of that, he was a legend. He was an icon still because why? Our credentials are in our spirit. It's in who we are. It's in our strength. It's in our love. It's in our ability to love our neighbor and show compassion to our enemies. It's in our ability to forgive oneself, to rise up, to rewire our mind, to see solutions, and to be of service to the ones we love and others. So I just want to remind you today to try again. Start a new cycle, a new pace, a new rhythm. Get up. Sleep good tonight. Eat good. Get rid of the processed foods for the next week. Just see how you feel. Go for a run. Get into nature. Go to the gym. Have some accountability. Join us in our streams. We do study work with me streams. If you need support focusing, join our private community behind the scenes. We have guided meditations. We have a bunch of people in there supporting one another. We have creator support for the creators. We hop on Zoom each week. It's a beautiful place. We're building a culture, a tribe, and I'm honored for you to be here. So I think this is a new dawn, a new era for us, me and you. I'm going to start making you tea again. Why? Because I got so many fire teapots that I have to show you. And this is actually my hot chocolate mug, but maybe I'll make you hot chocolate next time. I'll see you soon.